All right, recording. Thank you guys for hopping on today, July 22nd. And we're going to do our little Winter region um, team call. And I'm going to kind of preface a training call that I'm going to post later with a little extra training because I feel like it's so good, but I feel like there's pieces that I want to talk about before people listen to it. I feel like, oh my God, Bryn, I love you. You're so cute. I feel like there's so much information out there and it can be easy to get distracted by different things like, oh, this person's doing this new thing. Oh, this person's doing this other new thing. Shiny object, shiny object. I know this because I did this for a long time. Even though I had Kathy telling me, stop doing all these other things, just do these things. These things work. Well, these things are, one-on-ones and parties. Essentially and really even then, that's not even that big of a deal. The main focus is to get in front of people and to get in front of new people and to tell the whole Arbonne story. That's all we're doing. And there's different ways, and there's ways to get creative within our system of how to do that. The two easiest ways are one-on-ones and group presentations. Group presentations are great because people can try the product right then and there, but you meet new people. That's the goal, because there's very few people that I've had come into Arbonne and be like, I know an unlimited amount of people. I can't wait to talk to my entire network of humans. Like, that is just not common. Most people are like, I have a good network, but not a ton. And I think my best friend will join me. Your best friend is not going to join. It just doesn't happen. I haven't seen it yet. It might. Not to be negative. It might. It just probably won't. Or it'll take a long time. So really, the parties are so key for the referrals, and it's the easiest way to get people in a group setting that you don't know. So there's different ways to do that, and there's different tips and tricks from different leaders that I like to pull. Really, we're so lucky in where we're positioned with Kathy, and that she's been in it a while and she knows a lot of VPs. For me, early on, I've always gone to everything I can possibly go to, even when I wasn't doing well in my business. I would just go. I would go to anything. Sometimes I'd move things that were pretty important when I was like a struggling district manager, just to go to things. So I have a good relationship with a lot of other VPs. And a lot of times that's like, when it comes to some of these other trainings and things you guys can go to, I always highly recommend them, because you're going to meet other people in Arbonne and you'll build these relationships, and, it ebbs and flows. So you'll see some people like killing it. Like this gal, I'm going to post her training, Avery McCain. Avery earned her Benz in like 3 months. I actually don't know how that's physically possible. Like, I actually don't know. I didn't think you could earn your Benz in 3 months. You can earn your Benz in 3 months. I didn't know that. So, you're going to learn different things from different VPs, from different leaders. I actually think that now they made it so you can't do that anymore, but I don't know. I still don't know, because I just don't understand it. And she'll talk a little bit about it, and she doesn't recommend doing it that route. And she talks about it in this training I'm going to post. But all that being said, you're going to hear different things from different leaders, different things that work for different people. Even within your team, you're going to have people that want to do things, use a little different verbiage or this or that. But the key to having a successful Arbonne business is not just how well you do and sell, but it's how well you duplicate yourself in your network. Because I cannot sell $40,000 worth of product, let alone the 60, 80, soon to hopefully be 100 that our organization is going to do. I can't do that. We really shouldn't be doing more than 2,500, because we should duplicate, and that's just 2,500, and it just grows exponentially. But the way to do that is to keep it simple, to stick to the system. So all that being said, some of the stuff she's going to train on is just in addition to what we already do. She is going to talk about some ways to do, one-on-ones, but to shorten them up and to make them more income producing. So if you have somebody who already is expressing interest in Arbonne, or you've reached out to them and they are interested and said they would take a listen, she's going to offer a way that they can listen to a virtual Is Arbonne for You, but then at that same time, she's offering that recording and giving the verbiage of how to offer it, but saying, let's set a time to meet so that we can answer any of your questions. I can bring you some product. We can talk about it and answer anything that you're already thinking. So they're gonna come to the table already having heard a Discover or an Is Arbonne for You or a Discover Arbonne. I love that idea for some people, for the people that are a little harder to nail down, or the people that you're like, man, this person's gonna be so good. I love it for those people, or the ones you actually don't even know really well, the ones that are like almost strangers and you kind of know them through social media. I think that's going to be a really good route because it'll kind of weed some of them out, or it will have them extra prepared when you get together. So it's just another thing that you can add to things that we're already doing, maybe just with certain people. But what I'm going to do, and she'll talk about it a little bit more, but she's recording herself doing an Is Arbonne for You, and that's what she's sharing with her people. So they see her actually presenting the information. So she's already sharing it. And this time it's just not face-to-face. She's leveraging, oh my God, I love it. Bryn's copying me right now. She's, you're already face-to-face with people, or maybe she's lotioning, I don't know. You're already face-to-face with them. They see you and you're sharing the information with them. And I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. I can't not. So, you're still getting, they still see your face, but you still have to get belly to belly with them. You still have to answer their questions, make it personal, and you do that at the one-on-one. So our goals are still 30 faces a month, get in front of people, but she just talks about an extra tool. So I beat that horse. There it is. I just want to throw that out there. It is not replacing anything we're doing. This is a super cool way to talk to way more people than we would normally get to talk to. And I love the idea of it for the people that are in massive momentum. I think the people that are just wanting to do a little bit, and Arbonne's maybe not their like forever plan and they're ready to throw it all in and just do everything, it might not be a super great fit. Or you may want to use your uplines video, or if you guys want to do a video with me, I almost said Peyton, not Peyton, Avery, did some calls with some of her districts and her consultants and her area managers. So that's a really cool idea too. And we could do some virtual things like that if you guys want to do something like that. And Jana, I'm sure we could figure out how to be on the same screen, do something like that if you want. I think it'd be kind of cool. It'd be fun, and we get to learn some new social media stuff that it's not my strong suit, so I'm always down for that. But that being said, the other pieces I want to talk about. So updates, we've got DA in Portland tomorrow, so not too late if you guys have any people going to that. I have 3 guests for sure and a couple of maybes, and I know there's a couple of other maybes out there too. But if you guys have anybody, feel free to send them. It's a cool space and they'll love it. Close day party, last day of the month. We've got a little ways out, but at my house at 6 o'clock, all are more than welcome. Oh, baby diaper Bryn. Sup, Bryn? Everybody's more than welcome. We'll have a Zoom link set up for that. That'll be all night until we're done. What we do on that, for anybody that's new, that's listening or hasn't been to one, we just wrap up the month. We try and get any sales in that we can, but the big thing is we book out for the following month. But my favorite thing about our close day parties is we all get together, to be honest. I love it. It's kind of mainly why I'm doing this, is because I love all of you guys and I love being around you guys. So I would love to see all of you, or as many of you as possible. So that, and we'll have a new DA date for the Olympia location on the calendar soon. Working on that new location with the little AC. I love our old location. We'll start that in the fall. This one need a little bit of air conditioning. So I was sweating through my dress. It was real ugly. So I'll have that figured out this week, because I want you guys to have something you can invite people to. That's the biggest thing. Like, So that's the other thing about, I went to everything. I went to so many things because I always took something away from it. So sometimes it's just for you. But the big thing about having a DA on the calendar, even if it's in your guys' area, like Jana, for you and your girls, as you guys have events, like having something on the calendar, you go to a party and you have somebody that's like, wow, this would be really cool to do. Hey girl, I got a DA in 3 days. You should come to that. Like, come to that. And if you don't have a DA on the calendar, then you just say, hey, well, why don't we grab coffee? Like, let's set a date. I can do next Tuesday. Like, set that date right then and there. And then, you know, have those multiple exposures. And so that's how you want to use those Discover Arbonnes, being able to bring people, keep them in the loop. Kathy always used to tell me, if you don't see them again 24 to 48 hours, you'll never see them again. Right? I like that, though. Go into the witness protection program. Next piece is some shout outs, because we've been killing it. You guys have been killing it. District manager bonuses already. Chelsea, already district manager bonusing. Jenny, already district manager bonusing. Lindsay, already district manager bonusing. Is this your first month? This is your first month? Second month as a district. Second month as a district. And then Lauren Curley, who is also her second month as a district, she is about to bonus. So you guys are freaking killing it. And that being said, see how these things will correlate. You guys will understand the whole sponsoring thing when I talk about sponsoring. Top 2 sponsoring, district sponsoring, Jenny and Lindsay. Chelsea right behind them. So out of the 4 people that have already done it, 2 are the top sponsoring. So their whole organization's top sponsoring. So that's kind of, you know, those bringing new people in is huge. We want that residual, you know, and that's what makes up the difference. But getting those new people in and also helping our existing people. I love it. You guys are awesome. Last little piece, I want to talk about mindset, because it's been my favorite thing that I've learned. And actually, Barb and I were talking about this today at her, on the way back from her party. I think the biggest change for me personally has been the control of my own mindset and how I think of things, how my brain works, my inner voice. I personally grew up in a pretty negative, like nothing terrible ever really happened. Just was one of those environments that everything was bad and negative, and people that were successful lie and cheat and steal, like just real negative. And so my inner voice became negative. I always expected the worst out of people, or the worst thing to happen. Hey, Barb, I was just talking about you. So I'm talking mindset now. But so I naturally had that, you know, just my voice in that speaking to me, or like, oh, you're never going to be good enough to do that. That's somebody else, you know, things like that. Arbonne has really helped me change that mindset and change that voice. And I had to purposefully do it. I listened to a lot of training calls. I cut out some people that I love out of my life because they were really, really negative and bringing me down. And I didn't realize it until I got around really positive people, that how badly they pulled me down, and how I'd get in this vortex of just not doing well. You know, they drag you down. So you guys may have some people like that in your life right now, and it's not fun to look at that and go, gosh, I should probably spend less time with them. You know, it's not fun. But you're, you know, 6 months from now, you can still hang out with them sometimes, but maybe not as much. I had a good friend of mine who I hung out with a lot, and she just was a real undisciplined person, always stayed up way too late, drank a little bit too much, wasn't very productive, was really negative. And it was actually Kathy. Some of you guys have already heard this. It was Kathy that was like, you got to stop hanging out with this girl. I was so mad at Kathy. I was so mad at her. Like, how dare you tell me who my friends are? Like, she was my friend in high school, like before Arbonne. I was so mad. And I told my husband about it. I was like, oh, can you believe Kathy tried to tell me I can't hang out with this person? And he goes, you shouldn't be hanging out with that person. I was like, oh, what in the world? But, you know, sometimes other people can see it when we can't. And you know, those kind of negative people can just pull you down. So what I want you guys to think about is, what is it that you want from your business for other people? It's real easy to think about like, oh, earn the Mercedes and, do all those things like I want to pay things off. But sometimes that positive mindset can really help when you look at, okay, how am I going to use this opportunity to help other people? I have some people in my organization who their major goal is to help other people get healthy. Awesome. You know who the healthiest people are? Is it your consultants or is it your preferred clients? Which ones are the most healthy people? It's your consultants, right? Our consultants live the life more so than preferred clients. So sometimes you got to look at, even if what you want to do is help people with their healthy living or their 30-day journey, a lot of times, like, we can do that with our preferred clients, but if you really want to help people with their health, it's going to be helping them become consultants, because consultants are the ones that are constantly educating themselves, constantly, changing what they're using and how they're eating, their 30 days and doing all that stuff. So they're the healthiest. And so if that's a big key piece to you, you're gonna want to bring people on as consultants. And then also thinking about, sometimes it's easy to think, oh, this party, I didn't have sales at this party, or only one person showed up at this party, or it was just the host. That is an opportunity to help somebody. That is an opportunity to make an impact in somebody's life. That is a person. Like, ideally, sure, we'd have a huge table. It's sales. We still get paid off of sales. But really, that's a short term. If you look at it long term, just like at a party, my 3 goals, number 1 is to find a new consultant. Number 2, book parties. Number 3 is sales, in that order. I'd rather find a consultant that doesn't even place an order and just signs up all day long over having a $500 one-time purchase. All day long, I'd rather have a consultant sign up, because that's long term. So if you get an opportunity to sit with somebody, that's an opportunity to listen to how you can help them, whether it's through their health or just in their life, or, having the opportunity to help somebody, like, I've heard this a couple of times, build a financial fortress around their family. Huge. In the US, the average foreclosure can be saved by an extra $250 a month. The average foreclosure by $250 a month. That's the low end of district manager. Like, consultants can make that income easily. So sometimes maybe you don't know right away when you meet somebody what they're going through. Maybe it takes a little while and you have to build a little bit of a relationship with them. But I think really in the long term, if we look at each interaction with each person, instead of it just, it is a numbers game. We do have to get in front of new faces. We have to bring on new people. We do sales to promote so that we can make changes in our lives. But really, every opportunity with a person is to listen and see how we can help them, because we have so many different things that we can help them with, whether it's skincare or wellness or better sleep or the financial side. That's really, people aren't worrying about their crow's feet. I mean, I hear that all the time. People aren't laying in bed worrying about their crow's feet. They're worrying about, their financial stability. So sometimes, especially in the summertime, it can be hit or miss on events. But if we don't look at it about this, what's the right here and now, what am I doing now, but where will that take you in the long run? If you have something that's moving or rescheduling, work on that reschedule, find out why, find out how you can help them, how you can make it easier for them to reschedule or have another event. So really being thankful and looking at everything in a positive light takes training. It takes you training your mind through calls, through reading, a lot of reading. Gosh, I have half read a lot of books. I'm not going to lie. I half read them. I'd get halfway through, love them, but just need something new, need something else. Because for me, I have to, you guys want any half-read books? You can have them. I've only used half the pages, but I feel like in that, I'm getting some good nuggets, and then I feel like my brain needs something else. I'm ready for something else to, I really want to read this Girl Wash Your Faces out right now. And then the other one, actually, Avery McCain talks about it. Get over your damn self. I think that that's going to be a good book for everybody. I just feel like I need to hear that every day. But really getting over myself, minding my mind, not looking at anything like a waste of my time when I'm in front of somebody, ever. Ever. Like Chelsea and I went up to Seattle. She had a gal up there getting going, and then we were going to meet somebody else for a one-on-one. Well, the location didn't work out. We couldn't get in front of this other gal, but guess what we did? We sat in the restaurant. We got the contact information of the server. She loved us. So there's never a waste. Like if something doesn't work out, I'm looking around because I know, ooh, if that didn't work out, that means something else better is right around the corner, or I'm supposed to be somewhere else if something doesn't work out. Whereas normally, and for the longest time in my business, before a party, I'd get real nervous and I would kind of wish that they canceled. All the time. Like this was like the first half of my business. Maybe they'll just cancel and I'll just stay here on the couch. Like just because I was nervous and kind of lazy. I've worked on my self-discipline a lot. But so if you guys ever get that kind of anxious feeling about it, it's fine because it's always going to be fun when you get there. Every time. Not every time. There was one time. It was real bad. But every other time, it's been really fun and I love it. And I always meet good people. One time there was nowhere to sit because there was just like stuff on all the couches. It's just real weird. We didn't sit down. I didn't stay long. But every other party I've ever had's been phenomenal. But I get anxious before every event and I don't anymore. But it was years of that. Years of learning how to mind my mind in that situation. And guess what? Life's easier when you're positive. It's so hard when you get into that negative, like, oh, nothing's going to work out or this or that. And I tell you what, it's just easier with a smile on your face. And sometimes I have to fake it. Right now I don't. I feel real good except for my toe. So that's about it. Everything else feels really good except for my pinky toe. But so for those of you who weren't on earlier, I stubbed my toe. I might have broken it, but it's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll meet somebody at the ER, right? I'll talk to the nurses or something like that. I'm just kidding. I'm not going. Anyhow, that's all I've got for you guys tonight. I'm going to post that recording. And honestly, I would really, really love for you guys to take a listen to it and then post when I listen to it or when I post it. Give me your takeaways because I'm kind of curious to see because it's a very different type of recording, very different training than ones that I've heard before. It's really raw and really real, and I would just love to see what stands out to you guys. I actually took several pages of notes on it. So I just kind of want to see what stands out to you guys and what you guys like on it. So I'm going to post it after I post this because I want people to see this first and then go back and listen to Avery's. It's only... Hers is, I think it's 20 minutes because I put it on speed talking. So they're from Texas. It's a little slower. If you listen to it normal speed, you'd understand. But anyhow, that is all I've got for you guys this evening. We have got 9 full days left of the month, which is a lot. For anybody that's lived through a couple of closed days in Arbonne, you know that we double the last few days of the month. It just doesn't make any sense. I hate it. Totally hate it because it drives me nuts. But it is what it is, and it's pretty exciting to see that no matter where you're sitting right now, numbers wise, that's not where you'll end up if you try. All you have to do is try, and you'll probably double your numbers between now and the end of the month, at least. At least, because I know I saw a little anxious shiver from Lindsay because that means she's going to go into area qualification. She didn't even need to double for that. That's crazy. So super exciting to see that just 4 months in, which I love, just to see what's possible, guys. And actually, Lindsay and I were talking about this earlier today. You know, sometimes I wish I would have come in with a decided heart like Lindsay did, but she did also sit back and watch Arbonne. Oh, get out of here. For years. She tried products and watched 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. She sat back and watched Arbonne, tried products here and there, used stuff here and there. So it's easy sometimes to see, like with Avery, to hear her go get her car in 3 months, but then you'll hear on a training that she wishes she didn't do it that way. She needed to know more. She didn't know more. Lindsay sat back, listened, watched, and knows more going into it. For me, I sat back for about a year and a half as a consultant and barely played Arbonne until I was ready. So you never know who people are in your organizations. They may just be watching right now, and all they need you to do is follow up with them during close week, because you'll never know what happens, right? So, well, I'm going to let you guys, if you guys have questions or anything you want to add to that, feel free to unmute yourself. And for those of you who, I think you just unmute yourself on your screen. Oh, perfect. Smack dab right on a half an hour. That's what I wanted. But feel free to unmute yourselves if you guys have anything you want to add or any Discover Arbonnes you guys want to do in your area or anything, just let me know. We're good. We're solid. I like it. It's a lot. It's hot. So I'm going to let you guys go so I can go turn on my air conditioning now because it's loud. You guys have an awesome night. I'm excited to see what you guys say about that training. I want to see how you guys like it. So maybe we'll get her on our team call and do a little training for us. So, all right, you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.